Hey there, this is Michael coming at you with something a little bit different today. I am going to be giving you some messages from your angels, guides, and ancestors, and pretty much anyone helping you in spirit. This reading is intended for fire signs, so that's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, but you're welcome to watch whatever video resonates to you. Ultimately, these messages are coming to you in divine timing. These are timeless readings as well, so don't feel like you missed a message if you're watching this months or even years from now. If you are wondering where my monthly readings are, they're actually already uploaded. You can find the August readings on my YouTube channel, and the September readings are still on the way. Those are more focused on astrology and tarot. These readings are more intuitive and more focused on spirit. And honestly, when I was connecting with your energy, I almost wanted to call you Aries. Maybe a lot of you watching this are Aries in particular, or you're activating this Aries energy in your chart. I kept getting something with aunt. I kept hearing aunt or auntie. And maybe some of you are becoming an aunt, but I wonder if some of you actually have an aunt who watches over you in spirit. There's just this very caring sort of energy and presence that's coming through with this. And it feels very much like someone who is older than you, but someone who is, they care about you, but they're slightly less protective of you. They're more open to your journey, to your lessons. And so this energy feels like someone who is coming in to really guide you in a more hands-off way. And maybe that's just the way that spirit is interacting with you right now, or your guides are interacting with you right now, but I kept getting aunt. So that was very, very interesting to me. Another thing that I was seeing while I was connecting with your energies, I saw these two circles, and it was kind of this magical sort of scene where there was a ring of kind of moving, like a moving ring that was in the innermost part of the circle, and then there was a much larger ring on the outer periphery of this circle. And this actually reminded me of two things, which interestingly almost mean the same thing. So I'm curious to hear how this sort of resonates. For some of you, this is you needing to cast a circle and you needing to have boundaries in your space or in your workplace or wherever it is in your life. I think of the term casting a circle, which is often a magical term. When you perform a ritual, you start off by casting a circle to protect yourself from outside energies and to really set your boundaries and intention for a space or for a time. So that's very interesting. I'm wondering if some of you are doing magic or some sort of energy work, and there is this need to have some sort of boundary or protection. This does also feel like you are being protected, or your guides want to protect you, but this is something that is very, very much based on free will. It has to be something that you choose. You have to choose to be protected. Spirit guides and these beings tend to be very, very consent-based. They're not going to interfere unless you ask for it, especially with the energy I've been tapping into for all of you today. Another thing that I'm kind of thinking with this is like social circles, and kind of how people have that inner circle, so to speak, like those closest friends, and then you have like the outer circle of people who may not know as much about you. You still have like a rapport with them, maybe they're co-workers. I feel like there's something going on with your relationships right now. You're trying to figure out who is in my inner circle and who is in my outer circle. And again, some of you need to do this to protect your energy or to guard your energy, especially if you are very empathic. We do need to be selective with our friendships. And, over time, friendships and relationships, they go in cycles, they go in seasons. So there could be relationships that you're kind of reevaluating a lot right now, whenever you're watching this. And I feel like there is a lot of this undercurrent of you really tapping into your own energy and you not letting your energy be affected by other people or external circumstances as much. That's something that's coming up a lot for my fire signs right now. So let's shuffle, let's pull some cards and see what we have for you. What are the messages for my fire signs, for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or anyone watching this? And by the way, you can be watching this for someone who is a fire sign, even if you are not, or again, maybe you're just drawn to this video. These messages might apply to someone else in your life as well, so feel free to share it if that feels appropriate. What are the messages we have for fire signs? Show us clearly. What does Spirit want you to know? Okay, so we actually do have the Ten of Pentacles. And this is very interesting because this is kind of your energy or your situation. And maybe the reason you're feeling like you need to be selective with your time or energy or resources is because you have recently leveled up, or you are about to on some level. The Ten of Pentacles really does signify abundance and generosity. But I feel like there might be some people who just know something is coming for you, or sense that you have something that they want. I do also get some sort of family situation with this as well. And again, aunt did come up. So for some of you, this could be involving an aunt, or an aunt could be working with you in spirit. But with the Ten of Pentacles, it's like wanting to do something. Your family wants you to do something. Or something might feel like very much about tradition. There's something with tradition that's not quite resonating with you, especially with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse here. And this actually does feel like your energy. And it's funny because I feel like with the energy I'm connecting with right now, like, someone might be looking at your life from the outside and see all of this abundance or all these beautiful things, but on the inside, or when you really sit with yourself, it's almost like this doesn't line up for me. Like, this doesn't feel stable for me. This doesn't feel like what I really want. Or maybe some of you are actually struggling with that. You might not even realize why something in your life feels off, because on the surface, you might even be telling yourself, like, this is great. I finally got what I want. I finally manifested a job or a relationship. There's a lot of earth element on the table because we have the Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. We also do have a Nine of Pentacles in reverse here as well. Interesting. What I'm actually getting from this, what your spirit guides are telling me, is that you've almost created a prison based on security or comfort. And it's no longer working for you. And I feel like there's someone in your life, there are people in your life who did recognize your gifts or your talents, especially from a young age with the Six of Cups here. But it actually doesn't feel like these people were your parents or your immediate family. This was probably, again, something like an aunt or a cousin or uncle, someone kind of on the outer circle, or kind of removed from you a little bit. And I do feel that this person has passed. For some of you, this person could still be alive. This is a general reading, so the way that this applies to all of you is going to be a little bit different. But I really do feel like there is someone who is supporting you. There is spirit supporting you in reconnecting with something. With the Six of Cups. And it feels like you've done something in a very traditional way. And it's almost like there was someone else in the family or in your childhood that did things a different way. And it's almost like you want to do that now. You want to channel that for yourself now. Let's kind of clarify these energies a little more. You know, actually, I want to pull some oracle cards for you. I'm going to start from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, just to kind of get us a sense of what energy you should be embodying right now. We have the Camel, which is very interesting because some of you, it's like you're going on this spiritual journey. Whenever I see Camel, I think of journey, specifically journey through the desert, which is kind of a pilgrimage of some kind, or traveling through something that feels very inhospitable. And there is this wellspring, there is this water inside of you with the Six of Cups. I feel like you're reconnecting with this inner wellspring before you reach the oasis for you, whatever that means. Whatever relief looks like for you. And I feel like with the Camel, it's almost like having faith in this journey, having faith in this process. I do feel like some of you are also doing inner child work right now, or doing your shadow work. You are working with intergenerational trauma or healing intergenerational trauma. And it's interesting because I feel like some of you, you're also figuring out, like, where was the support in my childhood? And I know for a lot of people, especially the people who kind of find my channel, like, they tend not to feel supported. But it's almost like finding the support in kind of like hidden gestures in the past from people who you may have overlooked. Because I feel like the universe has tried to support you in subtle ways, and is trying to support you to reconnect with something. What is this thing? What is this thing that we are being reconnected with? We have the Horse. Yeah, there's a lot of messages of endurance right now. It's almost like you're doing what you need to get through something. And if you're afraid of starting something new, there will be a time for this. And depending on when you're watching, it already might be time, actually. Especially if the thing that's holding you back from your dreams is financial concerns. Spirit is coming in telling you you are going to be supported. I actually do wonder if there's something with travel here as well, or even like a road trip. Like, it specifically feels almost like a journey. I'm not necessarily getting that you're flying anywhere. Maybe some of you are, but it's more like about exploring over a wide landscape. That's kind of the travel I am getting here, the journey that I am getting here. It feels like you're going on some sort of hike or some sort of, again, pilgrimage is a word that could be used here as well. And it's almost like you're reconnecting with a part of your soul, or you're connecting with a part of the world to connect to a part of who you are. This could be a place of origin. This could be a place you have some lineage from. But let's clarify, what are the things, what is this thing? My fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, anyone watching, what are they connecting with? The Chariot. You know, the funny thing is, I feel like a lot of you already know what this is. With the group I'm connecting for, if this is your reading, Spirit really wants you to move forward and to trust. And I do kind of get the message that whatever it is that you're about to embark on, whatever it is that lights up your soul, and whatever it is that you want to do next in your life, I want to tell you, go for it. But it might also be something that takes time. It's almost like you might be tested a little bit, like you're on a journey. Are you going to give up on your dreams? Are you going to give up on this thing that brings you life? I really feel like I'm connecting with a group of people who, whether you admit it to yourself or not, it's like you knew what it is you wanted to do early in your life. It was there, right? Like, the signs were there, your skill or talent was there, but it wasn't fostered properly, or it wasn't taken seriously. It's almost like people may have thought they were encouraging you, like, oh yeah, of course, be an artist, be a writer, do these things, but what are you going to do for money? And that was the thing that really got ingrained in you, and it kind of held you back. That's almost how I feel like people could be supporting you, or could have supported you. And you might have been listening to this or watching this and said, well, you know, I feel like I was supported, but then once I said that, I felt like there were light bulbs going off, like, oh yeah, like actually people thought they were supporting me, but they really weren't actually. And that's kind of interesting that I got this very distinct aunt-like energy where it's like someone is less concerned about your well-being and more interested in your journey and your growth. They're less identified with how you are doing and how you perform in life. They genuinely want you to be happy. You know, your spirit guide, your angels, whoever this is for you, really wants you to be happy and to do the things that are intrinsically valuable to you. And I think I'm going to pull one more card here. And I'm going to be pulling from the Star Seed Oracle. All of these decks are linked in the description box down below. Interesting. Weight of the world did fall out. Boundaries let go. It's not yours to carry. Again, some of you really do have to work on boundaries. And I feel like I kind of get the sense too, for some of you, like you might have given up on a dream because it's like you felt like you needed to provide for other people, whether these were children, your siblings, or just like ease some sort of strain on your parents. What are the messages? I did have You're Not Alone flip up as well. I don't think this is the ultimate message that we're pulling for you, but I think it is almost like a message from your spirit guides, actually, that they are reaching out with you, but they also want you to have relationships. This isn't about completely cutting yourself off or removing yourself from people. It's like you need to figure out who is worth keeping closer to you. There are shifts in your support system right now and your kind of inner circle. And so it's important to still connect with people, but there is also this message of needing to be selective with who you are giving your energy to, who you are sharing your energy with. What are the messages here? I'm not getting like a loud pop with any of these. One second. Sometimes it takes some time. Thank you for your patience. What are the messages? Especially when we're kind of channeling. What are the messages? What are the messages? Interesting. The Seven Sisters. Birthing creations, tapestry of life and expression. And this is specifically talking about the Pleiades. But there is something with like sisterhood and matrilineal energy here as well, which is very, very interesting. That kind of has come up a few times already. Let's actually read this from the book and see what exactly this message is that we have for you right now. There are new creations that want to be born, beauty that's yearning to be woven, new consciousness that's longing to be breathed into life. If you draw this card, you're being called to surrender to these creations, to usher in a new era of consciousness and do your bit in weaving the web of life. This is the card of the artist and the midwife. You're being called to ponder questions. What wants to be birthed through you? What new creations are whispering in your ear? What beauty are you being called to make? Creativity and intuition come from the same place. They occur when we find ourselves flowing with the rest of life. Earth is renowned as a planet of manifestation and creativity, and yet so many of us have forgotten how to create. Somewhere along the way, we have stopped seeing ourselves as artists, as creatives, as poets. Yet to be human is to be creative. Creativity is part of your true nature. Perhaps you're being called to surrender to a creative project, such as a new business or a book, or perhaps you're being called to weave beauty in your home or in the way you cook. Regardless of the end result, you're being called to create yourself, or you're being called to express yourself through your creativity. To surrender to the creative projects that both scare and excite you. To find a way to weave beauty back into everyday life. For when there's creativity, spirit and soul are present, and the world needs those qualities more now than ever before. What new creations are you being called to birth? I mean, honestly, this feels like a very nice capstone because these messages pretty much already came through, and I feel like this is just a very strong confirmation. I feel like a lot of you are quite creative, or you're being called to create something new if you don't really identify yourself as creative. But it's like you need to birth something. You need to go off the beaten path in some way. And it's interesting because I feel like there will be support around you as well. I feel like you're not doing this alone. That was kind of a message that popped up as well. And with the 7 star sisters in particular, this really feels like, again, sort of sisterhood or finding people you can manifest with in particular. I'm almost getting like a coven sort of energy, or some sort of energy or healing circle. But I think it's very beautiful. And I think you need to find the people who are going to support you. And I think some of you, it's almost like you've kind of kept people who are more focused on comfort or leading more stable or traditional lives around you. And I feel like right now there's kind of this sorting of the people you're feeling called to keep in your life or to really have a strong energetic back and forth with. And I feel like you're seeking out something new in relationships as well. Anyways, those are all the messages I have for you right now. I do hope that this was helpful. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. All of my links are in the description box down below, and if you're looking for any of the monthly readings, you can find that on my YouTube page or in the playlist at the end of this video. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care.